Hey y'all, welcome to episode 6 of the Bottoms Up podcast. Just a reminder that this is actually part 2 of our episode on the Ultimatum. So if you haven't listened to episode 5, you're not going to understand this episode. So I'd suggest going back and taking a listen so you have some context. Otherwise, thank you for listening and enjoy. I think they really did Sam dirty. They did not include nearly enough of her at the beginning, like within the relationship with Tiff, because I feel like if we had seen their conversations, I think that it would have gone, like I think there would have been a lot of like very useful discussion between the two of them, and I wish that that could have been shown, and I wish that I think it would have been, nice, because Sam, again, like she's so like emotionally like well adjusted and like very mature, but then on top of that, it is so frustrating for me to see Sam continue to stay bossy. I'm just gonna say it.
Somebody had to.
Yeah.
I wonder why she stays with Ozzy. But, you know what? For all we know, Ozzy is an amazing partner. Because, again, what we see on reality TV is not real life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's just like...
What was it that I said earlier that you were like, you sound like a gym bro? Sometimes reality TV...
Oh.
I forgot what it was.
I forget too. I just remember when you were talking about making protein ice cream.
Oh my god, I want it so bad! It's like $200 or $300 for that stupid machine. Ridiculous.
Get your own cow and just go for it. Yeah, I don't get why she's still bossy. It's like I have a lot of empathy for Aussie and like what they're going through, and it's obviously like there are things that happen in their childhood that have impacted the way that they deal with conflict and impacted the way that they are in their relationships. And yeah, I'm so deeply empathetic.
Is Ozzy's brother out of the closet and also gay? I don't remember. Why did I think that? Was he fruity?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. But I don't know, I'm like, Sam, why do you feel... Nah, I'm saying this like as if I know her. As if I'm talking to her. I think it's just uncomfortable for me to watch somebody try to fix someone else. From my perspective, again, watching the show the way that it's edited, that's what it feels like. It feels like Sam is almost like willingly being put into this caretaker role for Aussie, because Sam, I think they also talked about like Sam is the breadwinner in that relationship, and that it was feasible for Aussie to just be a stay-at-home partner, and they both could have been fine doing it that way. And
wait, Ozzy be a stay-at-home?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So.
Yeah, if I'm remembering correctly. So it's kind of like seeing like all of that together. I look at it and I'm just like, why? Like I really do ask myself, like, Sam, why are you putting yourself through this? And again, none of that is to talk down to Aussie, again, because I recognize that there are definitely some things going on that they probably haven't been given the space to work on, like, ever in their entire lives, like, not only as child of immigrants, but, you know, also like as a queer person.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I imagine Australia very much influenced by like Western culture. It's probably very similar like to the US in that regard. So at Aussie's age, I can imagine that there probably like was not a lot of opportunities to really work through that prior to now, or prior to even like, you know, the last 5 years of, you know, development that we've seen in the way that the world looks at mental illness. I'm very and deeply empathetic to that. But I just, it's like, Sam, you started and ended the show in the exact same place. You know?
I did not like their proposal. I did and I didn't. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I would totally propose with Barack. But
it was like a cool enough rock.
It was a pretty cool rock. Ozzy got her a really cool rock.
It wasn't.
It was labradorite. I remember. I think it was labradorite.
I think if someone gave me like a rose quartz, I could do that.
A rose quartz?
Yeah, or like, oh, okay. Top 3 rocks. Go.
Top 3 rocks. Malachite.
Okay.
I like onyx.
Okay. That's a good one.
And I have mostly bones.
Okay, calcium. That's a rock.
Calcium.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's not, but.
I have like my, cause you've seen my rock collection, right?
I have.
Yeah.
Yes, you showed me the entire thing. I think that's probably like the most autistic thing you've ever done to me.
You know, the first conversation I had with my current girlfriend is, "You like rocks?"
You were like, you brought the whole bag out and you went one by one.
I finally put them out on display.
Okay, finally. It's
yes. Because it was like a part of, I don't know, it was hard because I had them out on display in like both of the apartments, and then I moved back home and I'm like, why am I going to put it on display if I'm going to fucking move out again?
Doesn't matter.
And it's like, it makes me happy to look at them.
Exactly.
Yeah. But, I like my skulls and my bones and my teeth more than I like my rocks.
I think that's fair. You do, but you also, your bone collection is like solid. Like most people don't have like even people who collect rocks, gay people, they don't always have, access to bones. So you maybe have like one little skull or something like that, like a little piece of a jaw, maybe a femur, a random femur that you found somewhere, and that's what they have. That's a very, oh man, yeah, the Zoloft is so lofty right now. That was not coherent. All right, that was
my bones. I have an extensive bone. Nah. There's some people out there who have a bigger bone collection. I was looking at. I'm gonna sound so unhinged, but after I was called the Tooth Fairy, I thought like, what if I just start buying teeth online, like real human teeth, and turning it into jewelry?
Yeah,
it's expensive.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
And I just need to find someone who's into dentistry and to give me their teeth.
You can also. Okay, maybe this is
that's cutting the middle
more unhinged. I was gonna say maybe like go to people who you know, who have like people in their lives who died recently.
Is that
okay?
No, that's. Did you ever hear about that Tumblr post with the grave robber?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's how unhinged you sound right now.
No, don't compare it to a Tumblr user. It's disgusting.
She was selling, I believe, like human bones.
Yeah.
And there was like a toe bone.
Yeah.
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 Let me see if I can find a picture of the most recent tooth I got.
I want a spine. I think that I could live with that as like a...
I think I have a piece of spine. I don't know from what animal. That one that you were like, oh, it might be a femur. No, it's a piece of spine because it has a. It's a piece of spine.
I want like a full spine, but I want it. If it could be a human spine, that would be. I can't wait to edit this part out. If it's a human spine,
keep it in.
I don't want people knowing. Like I don't know. I think the Zoloft is like unlocking. Like I know that whole thing about we only use 10% of our brains is like untrue. Right now I'm using like 115%. This is what I feel like. But no, if I could get like a human spine or the spine of something that is more or less bipedal. So like I could do like a gorilla or like a chimpanzee spine would also work. Or like a giraffe neck.
Giraffe neck is pretty cool. But you know what I really want? A hyena skull.
I really want
hyenas are my favorite animals.
I just want a hyena.
They're my favorite animals.
They're a little bit human. I think they're like the most evolved dog.
They're really smart. People don't give them enough credit. I'm looking for the tooth. Here we go.
Yeah, I would love a hyena. And acquired human teeth. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are my new teeth. Well, one of them's for Kay, because that's Kay's best friend's teeth, and she blessed us with her teeth because she had too many teeth in her mouth. So she has one and I have one. I almost wore it today, but I didn't want to come too dressed up with my teeth because I got called the Tooth Fairy recently.
Oh, I wouldn't have called you the Tooth Fairy. Wait, circling back to the Tooth Fairy, I think It's because like fairy is like another word for gay.
Yes.
That's what really kind of does it for me.
Yes.
That's what really solidifies it.
Yes.
You are the tooth fairy.
I am the tooth fairy.
You are. Okay, I feel like I've trashed Sam and Aussie enough. I don't want to sound like that sounded harsh.
A little bit, but I mean, nothing a little editing magic can't do.
Well, it's like I don't want to. Again, like I don't want to come off as this like authoritarian about
harsh
relationships.
and true at the same time.
Yeah, but again, like I literally do not want anybody on this show to like by chance come across this and feel like I am judging them or like
Bruh, they got judged by the entire international fucking Netflix, internet, everything.
And that's
do you
the
think
problem.
they're gonna? Do you think that they're gonna notice you with your 45 followers?
Wow, now I'm feeling judged.
Hey, you had to start somewhere.
But like that's the thing is I don't like the way that I don't like the way that social media has changed and impacted the way that like people interact with famous people. Like the whole concept of the whole concept of the parasocial relationship is a little bit unsettling to me. And this idea, like, yeah, I can be following a celebrity on whatever, and I can interact with their content, and, you know, they can come back and say, oh, the viewers, like, you, it's all about you, I couldn't do this without you, and all that, and be like, yeah, like, okay, but, like, I would never, like, I'm not committed to a celebrity, like, that's weird to me. Like, you're a stranger.
I'm not gonna lie, I was committed to Jenna Marbles. It really hurt when she left.
Jenna Marbles?
She got me
into her dog.
Yo, next time we hear about her, it'll be because her dogs are dead.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, like, for the 10 years that she did YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
I watched her every single, like, Wednesday/Thursday.
Wow.
Or was it Tuesday/Wednesday? I don't remember now. But I watched her every single week. She got me through some dark times. I would look forward to it. I understand that she has to do her own mental health thing and all that, but, like, fuck, I miss her.
I can't think of any internet celebrity that I've ever just stood behind like that. That's why I said, I don't know who I said before. I said I was a fan of someone, but not a stan.
Yoli?
Yeah, like I'm a fan. Like, I like what you're doing and all of that, but I am not going to, I don't know, like, dedicate my life to you or something like that, or take it personally. Like, I wouldn't take your actions personally ever. Like, that just seems really weird to me. Nor do I feel like I have a right to, like, I guess comment on the things that she's doing, or that, I don't know, it's just weird to me. Again, that's a stranger. That's a person who I've never met, who I would have to have like one of those like, oh, what's your favorite color kind of conversations with if I ever saw her in person or like sat down with her at a cafe or something like that.
Yeah, like my parasocial relationship with Jenna Marbles was very much like, if I ever met you in like real life, I'd have no idea what to talk to you about.
Yeah.
But like, I love you.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, so who have we touched? No.
I feel like we're missing someone.
Maybe
The hostess!
we're not even going to talk about her because I'm going to be honest, she's heterosexual and irrelevant for me.
Yes.
That's the way that I feel about that.
Yes, 100%.
She's great. I don't know how did you get cast for this? Like, how did you get this job? She was the personality hire, for sure.
Yeah. I like how, like, as like, the discussions and arguments are happening at the table, she's just kind of like...
Yeah.
Whiplashing.
You know who they need? Okay, so have you seen 90 Day Fiancé? Have I forced you to watch that yet?
No.
So, the host for the reunion, Sean...
Tiff's best friend.
Oh. Is she still single?
I don't know. Ooh. I like, are they a they, them?
I don't think so. Might be a she, they.
A she, they?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm terrible with pronouns, even though I have special pronouns.
Yeah.
I know, I'm awful. I'm the best, worst ally.
It'd be worse if you had like neo-pronouns. I think that I was...
Zizzer.
Yeah.
Respect, but
Scissor.
like,
Sorry.
you make... Why? Actually, I heard, I don't know if this is true, but some parts of the Caribbean use zizzer, like, I don't know if that's true. I heard it from remember I'm gonna say their name and then you bleep it out, Amelia,
Yeah.
right? But, yeah. I don't know if it's true.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I've never heard it.
Also, like, intersex people, apparently there's, like, pockets of, like, where there's just a higher population of intersex people than there are in other places.
Mm-hmm. I don't know that.
Yeah, like, one of them's some part of the Caribbean, and the other part's some part of, like, the Mediterranean.
Mm-hmm.
So, islands!
Mm-hmm.
They like islands.
Well,
You heard it here, folks.
Isolated population, isolated genetics. That tends to, you'll kind of like see those things pop up more often.
Huh.
Or like you can find like very specific traits that pop up more often.
Huh.
Yeah. Okay, I want to hop onto Xander.
Hop on, wait, unrelated, and then we'll get back to this. Have you watched Ugly Betty?
No.
Amazing show. So, Xander.
I got beef with Xander.
What did Xander do? I thought they were the perfect cinnamon roll flake.
That's my beef. That's my issue. I really don't like... Okay. Again, this comes down a lot to editing. And I think even Xander's actions on the show kind of justify me here. So it's not necessarily like Xander that I have an issue with. I think because the show was so desperate to edit Vanessa as the villain, it's almost like by default you edit Xander as
The victim?
Yeah, like this just little
man.
baby, poor little itty bitty skinny witty Xander, like, oh, you poor little thing with your mean girlfriend, somebody should just hold your hand, you just need to go feel like soft and happy with you. It's like, no. I felt like the way that it was depicted, I think that Xander was infantilized in the edit, and then I don't know if, again, because it was edited, I don't know.
At least when they edited it when she was around, when they were around Vanessa. When they were around Yoli, it was a different editing.
Yes, 100%. It's like, in the relationship with Yoli, it's like, oh, Xander is like an adult who makes adult decisions and has like adult emotions and is very differentiated and all of that. But then, it's like in every other scene, even, there was that one scene where she got like really frustrated and it was like, hey, can we all like stop talking about Vanessa? And it's like, that scene almost felt like out of place for me, but then at the same time I'm like, yeah, it's like everybody is gagging up so hard on Vanessa, and everybody is, again, like looking at you as like a victim of this circumstance. And I think, yeah, like to an extent, it's like to an extent that is true. Like Xander, I do think Xander was being treated unfairly, like by Vanessa, but it's like, I don't know, the infantilization just felt so extreme. Like I don't get it. But then, and it comes, and at the end of the day, when you get to the final edit and the way that people kind of like perceive it and absorb it, I think the viewership also viewed Xander as being like this little precious the small bean. The small bean trans mask. And I feel like there was this one thing that Vanessa said that I actually found to be very interesting when they were breaking up at the end, deciding like not to be together.
I'm so happy that Vanessa's dad called her out.
Called her out?
Yeah, remember that? Like Vanessa's like, yes, I want to marry Xander, and then Vanessa's dad was like, no, you don't.
Yeah. She should listen to her dad more.
Nah.
He seems like a good man who really cares about her as well. There was somewhere at some point Vanessa had said something like, oh, like, and I will find somebody who loves me the way that I deserve to be loved. And Xander nodded her head like in agreement. Was like, yes. I really feel like the show went so hard to edit Vanessa as a villain that they removed a lot of the context for their relationship, and they removed anything that might have potentially made Xander look bad. Otherwise, I feel like Xander's response to that statement would have been completely different. I feel like Vanessa was always painted as the problem in that relationship, but I don't think in reality that's what was happening. And I just don't. I don't know. I really don't like that. I really have an issue with that.
I have this thing where I refuse to watch heterosexual anything, but I feel like in order for me to give a truly unbiased opinion, I need to watch the heterosexual version of the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to.
I don't want to either. They just came out with another season. I'm not interested.
My brother loves it.
Really?
He's straight.
Well, yeah. I just don't. I mean, again, I like trash
he
TV.
doesn't he loves it as yes, he knows it's trash TV.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But it's already hard enough. Even trying to watch Married at First Sight, it's same thing for me. There's no. If a relationship isn't based on a lot of similar values, then where is it gonna go? I think what I like about Love is Blind is that it kind of forces, it doesn't force actually. It sets people up so that you could have those conversations, but then I almost feel again, the way that it's edited, it doesn't necessarily show people having those types of conversations and being able to just kind of jump straight into, what are the things that are important to you in a long-term relationship? What are the things that are important to you in a marriage? And talk about those things. Yes, you can get past, the initial introduction of hey, what's your favorite color? What are you into? Yada, 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 all of that. But if you know that you only have this short amount of time to get to know somebody before you can make the decision of whether or not you're going to marry them, then you want to, I don't know, you want to touch on actual deep things. Yeah. If I was to
I'm so sorry, baby.
You just kick your child?
No, I stepped on his little paw.
Oh my goodness.
There you go.
Okay, who are we forgetting? We didn't really talk actually that much about Vanessa.
Surprisingly, she got a nose job. I feel
You know what? No, good for her.
Good for her.
Good for her. She deserves to feel confident in herself.
Yeah.
I think the whole experience, and especially after knowing the context leading up to it, I think the whole experience was a little bit unfair. No, not nose job. Just the whole the show and leading up and more or less kind of being broken up but not knowing it 100%. I just feel that on top of the edit, it wasn't really the most fair experience for her. Again, I'll hold her accountable for the way that she treated Xander, I don't know, when they were at the table, picking who their partner was gonna be, their child wife and all of that. I think that situation was very, very icky, very yucky. But again, knowing probably the emotional turmoil and probably the embarrassment that she was going through in that moment.
Wait, what? Why embarrassment?
I don't know, just to see somebody who you thought was your partner, kind of just move on.
That's.
I don't know, it's complicated.
I'm getting that. I feel like I'm getting that right now. My ex.
What do you mean?
Well, she still talks to my mom, and my mom was saying how she was crying because she asked if I was genuinely happy in my new relationship, and my mom said yes. And then, yeah. I'm
I hope your
really
ex gets the help that she so clearly needs. Deserves, not really, but needs, yeah.
She needs help. Everyone deserves help.
Yes, I'm just, maybe I'm a little protective of you, but.
Am I soft nice bean?
Yeah, you're
My Xander?
You're a little small bean.
Oh my god, I'm Xander.
A little butch baby.
Oh yeah. Nah, she wasn't terrible. She was just whatever. Anyway.
And okay, I think the show also, the premise of it intentionally paints the the partner that doesn't want to get married, I feel like the show always paints that person inherently as the bad person in the relationship, when in the case of Vanessa and Xander, I think it was very clear that Vanessa didn't want to get married. Her views on marriage, her views on family seemed to be pretty consistent. I think they even said that like 2 years in, Xander had brought up the idea of marriage, and again, Vanessa was very clear about what she did not want and her thoughts on marriage in general. And I think a lot of people, I think especially a lot of straight people, will get into these relationships thinking that their partner might just change their mind on certain things, or that they're feeling, I think kids, whether or not you want to have kids is a big one, that people just expect that their partner might change their opinion on it in the future.
And you know what? Sometimes people do change their minds and
yes,
stuff.
Yeah, but you have to take people as they are, like truthfully.
Oh, yeah.
Like you gotta meet them where they're at. Maybe they might change their opinion in the future, they might not, but it's not fair to keep somebody in a relationship when you know that your values don't actually fully align, when you know that your deal breaker, you're just kind of ignoring it. So I don't like that the show inherently makes it look like the people who don't want to get married are bad people, because they're not. People have different reasons for why they do or do not want to pursue marriage, and I think that all those reasons are 100% valid.
Yeah.
And I think the fact that Vanessa knows that about herself and is very straight up about it and continues to be very straight up about it, of course, up until the point where, oh no, now my long-term relationship with someone who I love is being threatened, I think her response is like fair and to be expected in that scenario.
I wouldn't say fair, but definitely to be expected.
Like honestly, I can't, if I was in her scenario, I can't imagine responding any differently, to be quite honest.
Yeah. My views on marriage have changed radically within the past year or so. For a long time I was just like, to give you some context, we're only 2 years apart, so I feel like you also grew up with this, but I grew up with like those constant horror stories of like insurance companies discriminating same-sex couples in hospitals, so like because of marriage, and then there's like insurance issues and a lot of the bureaucratic paperwork caused a lot of issues. So I thought marriage of purely through that lens. I didn't even think of it, not purely, but mostly through that lens of wanting those rights. Like I want to make sure that my partner is taken care of, like with insurance and financially and tax breaks and all that stuff, But now I'm kind of like, I want to get married for love. Right?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Welcome to the modern day.
Right?
Where we don't just marry for financial reasons.
I'm evolved.
But it's so crazy to think, like, when we grew up, gay marriage was not legal, like it wasn't protected in the US. And now, like, literally, like, within our lifetimes, we've literally seen, like, the United States go from, this is not a protected right, this is just kind of like a special thing for you special people, to now we literally have, like, a TV show about gay people trying to decide if they're going to get married or not. That's so crazy. Within the span of, like, what, 10 years?
Yeah.
10, 15 years?
Yeah. And then, well, I did want to let me backtrack. I did want to get married for love, but, like, I was just so fixated on all those horror stories that I grew up with of, like, one couple would have one person in the couple would have cancer and the other one can't see them on the dying deathbed. Like, that was my number one fear. That was like, oh my god, because I don't know if you remember these stories growing up. I remember in high school, like, you just constantly hear about, like, oh, like, lesbian lovers couldn't be together in their last moments, because insurance policy said no. Yeah.
I think I didn't hear it as much when I was in school, but definitely when I got to college and when I started doing more research about, like, queer history and all of that, just hearing the stories of especially gay men who would be in the hospital, like dying of AIDS.
Oh my god.
And whose partners could not go see them. A lot of them who's like they were banned from seeing them by the family. Like the family would be like, no, this is our son. We're gonna be with him like in his dying days. But we don't want to acknowledge the gay part. So no, you're not allowed to be here. And if you're not married, you have no right to be there at all.
Yeah.
So it's like it's health. It's about finances. It's about the tax breaks. It's about property. It's about children. It's so. That's why.
I get so salty about when people are like, gay people shouldn't adopt kids. I'm like, bruh, there are so many kids in the system.
I know.
Like, okay, would you rather want them to have like 2 dads or 2 moms, or no dads and no moms? Pick your poison. Mm-hmm. Is it really that bad? Would you rather the kid, like, isn't it like 30 or 40% of kids in the system are like sexually abused, are reported to be sexually abused? It's like,
I don't know the exact statistic, but I wouldn't be surprised. The foster care system in the U.S. is bad.
Yeah, it's a very high statistic. It's ridiculous, right? It's just like, just let the gay people. Okay, so what? You're scared that they're also going to turn out gay?
It's also like it's statistically shown like it's not worse for a kid to grow up with 2 same-sex parents as opposed to 2 opposite sex parents. It's about children feeling loved and taken care of in their spaces and feeling validated and feeling like they're being heard. And honestly, I think it also kind of ties back to all these ideas like we've talked about a lot about the very nuclear American family and the way that we've transitioned to this idea of the suburbs where everybody has like their individual little house where you're in the family, you're in the house, you're on your property, that's your thing. And then it's your goal as an individual to go out and do that again, to buy your property, to have your family. And it's just, I really do subscribe to the idea that it takes a village to raise
100%.
a child. This idea that you as 2 parents with maybe 1 kid, multiple kid, would just be in your home, that like your child would never. It's like this idea that if you have 2 same-sex parents, you're never gonna see somebody of the sex or gender that's opposite of your parents, which is just not true. You're going to have role models, or ideally you should have role models of multiple genders and multiple identities and multiple ethnicities and multiple cultures in your life, and it's up to your parents to be able to set it up and provide that for you. Which, to be honest, again, because we have this culture of individuality, a lot of heterosexual parents also don't set that up for their children.
Yeah. The stupidest one is, but if they have 2 moms, what are they gonna do about Father's Day? Bruh, what about all the people who got dead dads? What do they do about Father's Day?
Father's Day is when we draw the line in the sand.
Or, Mother's Day. So it's like, how are they gonna have Mother's Day if they have 2 dads? Like, bruh.
It's like people who have their birthday on Christmas. You'll figure it out.
Yeah. It's like that's the stupidest thing I've heard. My dad uses that sometimes. It's like, but what about Father's Day or Mother's Day? What are you gonna do on Mother's Day? Excuse me. Hey,
Stop that.
stop it.
Get over here.
Come
here.
Come
here. Wait, no.
Baby, come over here, baby. Come on, I know you're just playing guard dog. Here, play with your toy.
We don't do all that. Not in this house.
No.
Not in my Christian household.
Not in my Christian. This is not a Christian household.
Can't you see all the crosses on the wall?
No!
They're camouflage.
Oh my god. What if you finally do get a chance to be with Tiff, but y'all are 80 years old?
I mean, why would I not take that?
You guys are old and decrepit.
Yeah.
You're already,
Yeah.
or you do have a chance with Tiff. Not a chance, but you meet Tiff, you guys have hit it off, and you're already married.
Okay, then I'm in a committed relationship.
Oh, no divorce?
No.
Damn, but
No.
it's Tiff.
No.
You heard it here, folks.
If I have a wife, I have a wife.
But it's Tiff. I thought Tiff was your one real love. Your one true real love.
I don't believe in one true love.
But it's Tiff.
I don't believe in one true love. Mm. Also, what if I meet Tiff and we just don't
click?
mesh? Yeah.
You gotta marry her anyways.
I'm good.
No.
You know, Lexi's little switch up.
Lexi didn't have a switch up. She just started on such a high note that it was hard to follow. And again, Lexi, I feel like the way you sympathize with Yoli, I sympathize with Lexi in that, like, she was on top of the world. She was doing everything by the, quote unquote book. Like, okay, she did school, she was gonna get married, she was, had all that shit lined up, like I did, and it didn't pan through. And she fucking spiraled, so I get it.
I definitely get it. And the thing is, I see her now, because I guess she's probably, 26 now?
Something like that.
Because the filming happened a while ago. So, I don't even want to say that she's acting like a 26-year-old now. I feel like she's still acting like a 23-year-old now on social media and the way that
I think she matured too fast, and now she's enjoying
that.
Yeah. I went through that. I matured way too fast. I got together way too young, and I moved out young, and I did all that shit really young, and I didn't go to a club or anything until I was in my Rocket Man era, which was a little bit before I met you. So I get it. Like, if you think about it, they got together in high school, right? Or a little bit after. No, in college. In college.
They've only been dating for 2 or 3 years.
They got together in college or high school?
I think it might have been just after college.
Just after, I don't remember. They got together young.
Yeah. Besides.
I think we've spoken about everyone. So there was, Lexi, Ray. We haven't really spoken about Ray, but like.
I like Ray.
I like Ray. Then Xander and Vanessa. Then there was Yoli and Mildred. I mean, we didn't talk about Mildred. Mal's, there was allegations that apparently she cheated before.
Before. But I don't think any of that was confirmed.
Yeah. I feel like Mal was the most emotionally mature one there. And I feel like Mal would have been great at polyamory if that was her thing, because she was just yeah, go have fun.
But I don't even think that. I think that she was just so in love with Yoli and didn't want to lose Yoli that she was almost like, I'll do whatever I need to do to keep Yoli happy, and if that means literally being disrespected at that dinner, because Yoli's behavior was disrespectful. That was just rude. And it was so hard, watching that scene, it was so hard to gauge, because I'm like, okay, it's obvious that you're all in the same room, and again, the way that Mal is edited was showing her being very receptive to the idea of Yoli exploring this thing with Xander. So
But it was the fact that Yoli lied, that she said, oh, it's not a big deal, and then hold her hand in front of her. Like there was, yeah. You were saying?
Because it wasn't, I don't think it was clear until the reunion, how upset Mal was about that. I kind of assumed, in watching, that episode at first, that it's okay, again, you're in the same room and you don't see, I'm not being shown a picture of you being, super upset over this. So I'm going to assume that you're okay with her exploring all of this. So seeing that, seeing how upset Mal was at the reunion was, very disheartening.
But she was upset because Yoli lied, not because Yoli was exploring.
But she was upset about that moment as well. That little, party that they had. And she was like, you were holding Xander's hand for, so long.
Yeah. But that was, I think, didn't Yoli tell Mal basically, oh, it's not that big of a deal, and then turned around and did that shit? That's what it was? That basically, she told her a lie to her face and then turned around and did something else?
I can't remember. Oh. I know at one point she did say that she was gonna go, Xander was standing with somebody else, Yoli was like, oh, I'm gonna go talk to other person. And then, why? Yeah, Mal, I felt bad for. I really wish that she had just ended it with Yoli. I didn't see where they could truly come back from that, in my opinion. Because it was very clear that Yoli was just so like deeply like into Xander.
I'm trying. Okay, wait. So we got Mal, we got Yoli, we got Xander, we got Vanessa, we got Ozzy, we got Sam. We skipped over She Who Shall Not Be Named, and then the love of your life.
Yeah. If I keep talking about Tiff, they're gonna block me on social media.
Oh my
so
God.
I need to be more reasonable. Yeah. I mean, like overall, I don't know. What would you rate the show overall?
6 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah.
I would give it at least a 7.
6.
What would you want to see different on another season of Your Ultimatum?
Introduce them with their pronouns, you know, where it says their names, you know, like where it says like Mal, and then it'll say she, her, they, them, right? That's one. And then a better hostess, and actually no, I can't say a better hostess, just a queer hostess. Because maybe she would have been a great hostess on the straight show, but on the gay show she was having fucking whiplash. She had no idea what was going on. She's like, why am I here?
Yeah.
More dogs. I don't know, I was also like, all the couples, like all of them fizzled out, like at the end, except for Sam and Ozzy, which, I love Sam. But you could do better. I feel bad for Ozzy. But like, bruh, clearly Sam wants you. I just, like, at that point, it's just like, bro, like, she is clearly madly in love with you because she's putting up with a lot of your bullshit. Just fucking marry her. Like, okay, it's enough. Like, they've been engaged for how long?
Well, they also said that they didn't want to get married before the show came out because Ozzy was more or less using the show as a way of content appearance.
Fair. Show's been out for a couple months now.
Yeah. And
Okay, if they're not married within the next 2 years.
But apparently they've also said that, like, there have been statements that Tiff and Vanessa are both invited to their wedding. So
Yeah, they
I'm
are.
assuming that maybe some sort of invitations have been sent out or something like that. I'd imagine that there is actual, like, wedding planning happening.
Yeah. That was like Vanessa's redeeming moment when Sam was like, you could come to the wedding.
Yeah. I think I agree with putting the pronouns out there explicitly for the next season. Hopefully there is a next season. Hopefully we don't lose our right to marry before then.
Netflix just likes to cancel all the lesbians unless they're animated. Just live action lesbians, just for some reason, they don't get past season 1, and then like animated lesbians, they go on to win Emmys. And you know what I'm saying is true.
It is true, but I feel like the response to this show and this season has been vastly different than a lot of the other media that I've seen, either geared toward or about queer people. I think on the most recent season of The Ultimatum, another straight season, I think there is one gay couple.
Oh really?
I think so. I need to fact check me on that, but I think there is a gay couple. I watched the trailer. I have no interest in actually watching it. It's not my thing. But
Oh my god, I want to watch The Ultimatum, but like the gay men.
that I would watch.
Yes.
That I would love to watch.
That would be amazing.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes. That I would love to watch. Yeah, so I'd be super interested to see.
This is me
Like,
snimming.
Yeah. I'd be super interested to see the same show, but with gay men, 100%. I would love to see a season where everybody's bisexual.
That would be the most chaotic season ever.
But worth it.
Absolutely.
It gets, yeah, I would say like 7 out of 10 for me. It's not a bad show, but again, I just think the whole premise of an ultimatum is just bad, but I appreciate all the couples for being willing to be vulnerable and to go on the show purely for my entertainment. I'm very grateful for that.
I think it's so crazy that, like, people signed up for that.
Yeah.
Like,
you would never catch me signing up for something like that. If I'm having to give you an ultimatum, we're breaking up.
Yeah.
It's marry or move on, I'm moving on. If you don't want to get married, I am unfortunately heading in the opposite direction of you.
Yeah. Alright.
You gotta plug art.
Plug my art.
Yeah. You got some big stuff coming out, so.
I do got some big stuff coming out on my TikTok. I'm recording tomorrow. I'm pretty excited.
You sound very excited.
I am, and I took your advice about the best thing since sliced heads. I did. I put it there.
I'm glad I could help.
Yes. You read the ingredients?
No, I don't think. Did you send me a picture of the
I'm pretty sure I sent you a picture of the ingredients, but where it says, like, contains no, and then, like, here, I'll show you.
Again, I might have been lofted at that moment, so I can't say for sure that I saw it.
So yeah, I'm gonna plug in my art. You can follow me at Pau Arts on TikTok, Pau Arts 95. It's PAUARTS 95. I make lots of art about anarchy. Yeah.
Alright. Go ahead and give them a follow. You can follow us on Instagram at bottumsup.pod. Everything will be linked down below. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you all in the next episode.